What's up, everyone? It's Josh, aka Pseudonym from Mulehorn Gaming, here at PAX South 2020. I am here at Everspace 2 with
Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games.
All right, and now I was talking a little bit earlier, and now the name Everspace may sound a little bit familiar to you, and the fact that there's a number 2 after the fact should give you a little hint that there's a reason that it sounds familiar. What can you tell us about Everspace, and why does that ring a bell for so many of us?
Absolutely. So Everspace 1 was an arcade spaceship shooter with roguelike elements. And so what that means is that you're going through procedurally generated environments as you're collecting loot to build yourself up. The more loot that you get, the more resources you get, the longer the run's going to go, and you're going to do better. Eventually, you're going to die. And then you have to take those resources that you've collected and build yourself up so that in the next run you can do better. We actually removed that formula with Everspace 2. Now, instead of it being a roguelike, now we are going into an open world RPG setting. So when you die, you don't just start completely over and you have to build yourself up again. Now it's it's not procedurally anymore either. It's a handcrafted world that you are experiencing. Wherever you go, whatever you're doing, the repercussions of your actions are going to be in effect. And you are going to be building yourself up with all that sweet loot and kind of a looter shooter this time around that you're never going to lose because there's no roguelite loop, right? And you're going to be able to pursue the campaign, which is going to be about 30 to 40 hours long, or just break away from that, do whatever you want, go exploring, do some trading, do some espionage, straight combat, whatever you would like.
That's awesome. See, that's one of the things that really kind of resonates with me, because I'll get into these open world games and I'll just get overwhelmed with so much stuff to do that I just end up going off script and doing whatever. So it's amazing, and it's great that we have, kind of an avenue for those of us that just like to fiddle around and do things. So what can players expect to see from Everspace 2, and where can they get it?
Absolutely. So Everspace 2 is going to be a single-player experience as well. And what you can expect is going to be a very loot-driven experience. You're going to constantly be on the hunt for better gear, through, be it through your engines, be it through your weapons, be it through your shields, your energy core. All of these different components are going to have different modifiers on them, and some of them are going to synergize and make you super powerful. So you want to be exploring as well as high combat, taking on these mini-bosses and spaceships and maybe even stations that you're flying into the innards of, having to do all this crazy combat with. And we'll also have planetary environments as well, where you're in Atmo. So there's a lot to expect. We're working really hard on it because it's not coming out until next year. But what we have here is a playable demo. Gives you a really good sense of how the movement's going to be in the game, how you're going to be building yourself up. There's a lot to do.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Oh, and we're going to be, ultimately we're going to be released on Steam first. We'll have our early access, actually our alpha starting in April of this year. And then we're going to have the beta opening up later with the early access, I think September, November-ish, around that time. Again, that's this year. So all of this is going to be opening up. If you are curious about how development works and want to be a part of this, there are a lot of avenues to get involved and just get excited, because we're constantly on Discord and Reddit and Facebook and, oh my gosh, social media, right? And we love having a conversation with our people, because we wouldn't be able to make great games without great feedback. So
that's awesome. And where can we find you? Where can we join the fun?
Absolutely. So you can go to everspace.game, where we have an open forum that you can have conversations with us about. You can also go to discord.gg/rockfishgames, where I, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador, am constantly harassing you, and it's fun. It's so much fun. And we're also streaming almost every single Friday at twitch.tv/rockfishgames, where I will be your host and guide through everything that is Everspace 2.
All right, thank you very much. It's Rockfish Games. The game is Everspace 2. Be sure to check them out. And when in doubt, blow it up.